Oh yeah! Cream of the crop! Devil Dog Gaming! Step into it!
Fellow game player, our wait is finally over for your chance to join all your favorite licensed copyrighted Disney characters in the most highly anticipated title of 2019. Play once again as your favorite non-denominational spiky-haired big-footed youth as he once again wields his trusty giant silver and gold door-opening device against these hordes of evil characters, including the steamboat operating rotund loudmouth anthropomorphic big tooth dog, who's teaming up with the mythical black cloak wearing fairy for the power to control all the copyrighted world. But don't worry, on your epic branded quest to stop them, you'll be able to recruit several key players in the Disney universe, including the charming rotund anthropomorphic yellow-colored honey-eating Happy Bear, the self-exiled snow and ice manipulator with frosty hair and her happy sentient carrot-nosed summer-loving snowman, the anorexic alcoholic diseased nappy-haired crazy pirates, the hydro-powered synth-forming heroic robot, and the sentient wooden cowboy children's toy with his ignorant plastic space-themed friend. These characters plus many, many more in your Disney branded and copyrighted adventure.
Hey,
Yes, what?
why can't you just say their damn names?
Because if you say their names or show their pictures, you'll be sued by the House of Mouse.
What?
And you don't want to piss off the House of Mouse, or they'll own your soul. Come to Disney World, bring lots of money, and buy new Disney products coming to stores soon.
Really? You know what, screw this. I don't even want to play this damn game anymore. I waited like 17 years for this damn game to come out. I'm so hyped. You know, screw it.
Where do you think you're going? I'm not done yet. Buy Copyrighted Kingdom now. That's right, Copyrighted Kingdom now. Buy it now. We want your money.
Hello everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with the review for a long time coming type game here. This is my review for Kingdom Hearts 3. It was developed by Square Enix and published by Square Enix and was just released on January 29th of 2019 for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Now, even though this game is called Kingdom Hearts 3, technically you could say it's the 12th game in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. And oh my god, talk about a complicated, over-convoluted plot. I'm not going to get into the detail other than the fact that you're going through, at least in this game, 10 different game worlds, fighting the Heartless, Nobodies, and more. Like I said, I'm not going to get into the plot in this. In fact, fortunately, they have this thing here that is known as the Memory Archive, which will allow you to actually go and get caught up with the plot. So if you haven't played all of the other 11 other games to know what's going on in this massively overcomplicated thing, you can go into the Memory Archive and watch videos that explain pretty much all the characters, all the backstory, and what has happened so far. I am going to be showing nothing but early footage from the first world and a little bit of the gummy ship, just because I don't want to spoil anything for you. First of all, I have to say, you go from each world to world fighting enemies, which I have to admit has a very good variety in terms of the enemies that you fight here. with nice action slasher, button mashing action. And the thing is, though, with this is as you progress through the game and you unlock more and more abilities, they're all kind of tied into the same damn button, to where there's been so many times that I've just wanted to do a normal attack and I didn't notice at the bottom corner of the screen that it popped up that I upgraded to a certain timed ability, and I ended up using the ability and wasting it when I only had one enemy left to kill. So you'll have to deal with that constantly. In fact, it's it's a very simplified fighting mechanic, but it's like overly amount of stuff you can do. I mean, they really kind of got carried away in terms of how many different variations, moves you can do, and that's not including the fact you being able to switch different keyblades that you get throughout your adventure in mid-battle while you're fighting people. And that's also not including any of the special attacks that Donald or Goofy are doing, or since you can have up to 5 characters at a party this time, any of the world-themed characters that are with you at that particular time. Now, along with that, you also have their version of summons moves. As you see here, basically, they're known as attractions. And as you progress through the game, you'll unlock more and more of them. And they all have to do with rides at Disneyland, Disney World. And you actually can't control these. I was surprised to find that out, that they're not like a static animation. You actually can control the movement of a lot of these. And they have special moves you can do by mashing the buttons. And a super finisher, once the little meter actually wears down, you can finish them off. And it's really glitzy, over the top, poppy in color. And I would probably have to say, be careful. You can probably have a damn seizure playing this game with the amount of flashing colors and lights. I mean, visually saying this is an absolutely gorgeous, stunning game. You can definitely tell that Disney really helped with Square Enix, and you could tell they must have had Pixar. I mean, their logo's at the beginning. I think Pixar helped them make this damn game because it does look phenomenal. It plays buttery smooth. Now, keep in mind, I am playing it on a PlayStation 4 Pro, so that does significantly bump it up, but the frame rate and the animation is just fantastic. I mean, I'll have to admit, this game is a jaw dropper in terms of graphics. I mean, the graphical fidelity of this game is really well done and very impressive. Now, the other main thing about this game is each world that you travel through will have all kinds of different special mechanics strictly for that game world. Like a good example is when you're in the Pirates of the Caribbean world, you'll have these epic ship battles you can actually do. Also, like in Big Hero 6, you can actually fly around. So it's just about every game world has multiple different special mechanics dedicated to just that world, which is very well done as well. Now, as you travel through each of these worlds, you'll go through different galaxies in your Gummy ship. And this time, as you can see in the footage here, you actually have total control over your Gummy ship of flying around, collecting stuff, shooting things, blowing up, and actually going and attacking enemies. And once you attack an enemy, it'll go almost into a Galaga type game where you actually shoot and kill these enemies and these epic bosses. And to me, it reminds me of a game known as Einhander with a little bit of Star Fox thrown in. I mean, the flying mechanics are really spot on, and honestly, I'm very, very impressed with this. Now, this game will take you, give or take, about 30 hours long. If you're wanting to actually 100% it, it'll take you a couple hundred hours easy, unless you're like one of these people that are just insane with this. But honestly, the game is fairly long. I don't think it's as long as some of the previous games in the series, but in the end, I would have to say it's definitely a fun game. I'd say just turn your brain off when you play this. Just have some good old-fashioned button mashing fun with Sora and friends. Because this is basically just a thing to make you feel like a child again, with all the friggin' Disney characters popping up right and left. This game does not have any Star Wars or no Marvel characters in it though. So if you were looking forward to having Star Wars like Darth Vader, sorry, they're not going to be in this game. Now, there are a couple flaws with this game that I must point out. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trashing this game in any way. I absolutely love it, and I'm glad they finally came out with it, though I think it took them way too damn long to officially come out with a sequel. But honestly, there are some problems with this game. First of all, the load times. They're terrible, and every little bit you go through is another load time. I'm not going to complain too much on load times. But the fact of the matter is, in this day and age, when you have games like Grand Theft Auto that are open world and Red Dead Redemption 2 that are open world with the same graphical fidelity of this, I'm not really sure why they're not able to actually have this with more open areas without load times. I mean, the areas you go through are very large, but there are a lot of load times, and the screen will just go black while you're waiting for a load time, load screen. And that can be kind of jarring and take you out of the moment. But other than that, that's a minor inconvenience. But the other thing I've noticed is the buttons seem to be off. Now, what I mean by that is there seems to be a half-second delay when you're jumping and when you're also attacking. So, like, if you're trying to jump over something or attack, there seems to be a half-second delay. So, you got to keep that in mind when you're playing this game. And, I mean, it's nothing that's going to destroy the gameplay from you in any way whatsoever, but I've noticed this. It stands out, and it annoyed the hell out of me until I got used to it. A game like this that really wants you to be on the ball and smashing and smacking stuff around so much, I'm kind of mind-boggled why in the hell it seems like there seems to be a delay on the buttons in terms of the response time. Once again, it doesn't destroy the game, but it does actually make kind of an annoying thing. And hands down, the thing that I absolutely hate with this game are the save points. Now, the reason why I say that is I personally feel the save points are too far and few in between. You will go through huge stretches of gameplay before you ever get to a save point. Now, as you progress through and you get farther into the game, it seems to not be as bad, but I really have a problem with the fact of there's not enough save points in this game. They should give you an option to be able to pause the game and just save it instead of having to go to a save point. And I've tried to do it that way, but it doesn't really work. And the only real way to get all your power, your magic points and health back is to actually go to one of the glowing save points and save there. So they're too few and far in between for my particular liking. I mean, it doesn't destroy the game, but I'm playing it. I want to play a short burst of it, and if you get started, you got a ways to go before your next save point. The other thing is some of the level designs are a little bit sporadically odd in terms of how large they are. And they give you this little mini-map in the upper corner of the screen that is totally friggin' worthless. The mini-map is not worth anything. It doesn't show you really anything on it. It just shows you where you were at, like little dots behind you as you move. And in the end, I found the mini-map to be a waste of time. I don't know why it's in the game. They shouldn't have had it in the first place. Really, I don't like that. I don't like it at all. But honestly, the other thing I gotta point out, and I'm sure other people have noticed this, but what is the fetish with Square Enix? They have a zipper and belt fetish. I don't know why they have so much, a fetish with zippers and belts. I mean, hell, alone I think Donald Duck has like 5 zippers just on his hat. I mean, why? Why you got so many damn zippers and belts on these characters? You don't have to design them with so many zippers and belts, and they're not functional. I don't get it. I don't get it. But that's just me rambling. I'm sorry. I just had to get that out over the fact that I don't know why they have a weird zipper and belt fetish. But in the end, my honest belief is I'm really glad they came out with Kingdom Hearts 3. It's a fun game. It's a beautiful game, hands down. The voice acting is really good, even though some of the characters you can tell are not the right characters. I mean, like Mickey Mouse don't sound right, and I understand why. The original voice actor has passed away to where they got a different person, but they're not really a good Mickey Mouse. And then there's other people that it kind of just boggles my mind, like naturally Woody is not voiced by Tom Hanks. They got his brother, I think his name's Tim Hanks, which don't get me wrong, he does a good job, but just because he's the brother of Tom Hanks doesn't mean he's going to sound like Tom Hanks. And, in the end, I mean, the voice acting is top-notch. Definitely nothing that's going to ruin your gameplay experience. I mean, the voices actually really, help a lot. other than a couple ones that are a little off, like I said, Mickey Mouse. But in the end, it's one hell of a good game. It's great to hear Haley Joel Osment reprise his role of Sora once again. I do love the new mechanics that they designed in these new levels. The worlds are just, they look beautiful. The game plays really well. The only downside is, like I said, the save points seem to be not as many as they should have. The buttons seem to be off by a half second or so when you're pressing them, the response time, and the save and the load screens. But other than that, I'm happy to say I have thoroughly enjoyed the living hell out of Kingdom Hearts 3. I love this game series so much. The only thing I can say is the story sucks. I'm sorry, I know, I'm probably going to tick some people off, but the reason why I think it sucks is it's too overly complicated. Square Enix has something I like to say is called Stephen King syndrome. Either you start off with a good plot and then you keep making sequels to carry the game franchise on, and by the time you finally get to the third game in the series, it's actually the 12th game, and the story is so overly complicated and confusing and contrived, you have to have a 7-hour little memory archive on here just to get people in touch with the story. That's not good storytelling. I'm sorry. You should have made a streamlined story and stuck with it. You could have added to it, but my God, the amount of characters, the amount of stuff you're supposed to figure out when you're playing through this game, that's why I'm saying just turn your brain off and just play this for what it is, a fun, good, button-mashing adventure with Sora, Disney characters, and of course Final Fantasy characters. In the end, I can definitely say it is a great game. If you are a fan of the other Kingdom Hearts games, pick this up. I'm sure you'll be thoroughly enjoyed with it. If you did not like any of the other Kingdom Hearts games, I wouldn't recommend this because, like I said, if you don't like the gameplay mechanics of the original ones, you're not going to like the gameplay mechanics of this one, even with the fact of all the different neat little mini games they have in it. Hell, when you get to like 100 Acre Woods, that whole world is basically nothing but mini games that are really fun to play. And hands down, I had a blast with this. So I would say for the full price of $60, if you haven't already, go ahead and pick it up. I'm sure you'll enjoy the living hell out of it. Just remember, shut your brain off. Don't try to understand the story because it's just going to give you a brain tumor if you try to figure it out. Just play it for what it is, a fantastically fun action-adventure hack-and-slash style game for you and your family. This was Nate, aka Devil Dog. I want to thank everybody who subscribes to my channel. I want to say thank you for everyone who watches this review. Please leave in the comments below what you think of Kingdom Hearts 3, if it was worth the wait, and make sure to hit that bell icon to stay updated whenever I release any new videos. Make sure to check out my upcoming movie. That's right, it premieres on February 10th. 2019 at 6 o'clock. It is my epic movie, Street Outlaws, TPE, the movie. That's right, I went and made a full-length movie, no joke. And in the end, I always end my videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember people, the devil is in the details. Peace out.